Hey everybody, welcome back, and now we have another Wi-Fi battle, so one second. So here we go. This battle was versus a person challenged by Disturb. So I go for my white ice, and she sends out her Empoleon, a shiny one. Kind of funny because it says hi there. So I go for the T-Bolt just in case this thing is a threat. I'm going to switch it to Toxic because I think it's going to be more useful. She goes for the Fling and flings a light ball at me, which paralyzes me, which is pretty cool move instead of Thunder Wave. But it makes it so you don't have an item anymore unless you use the move Trick. But I don't know if Empoleon can learn Trick. So I go for the Stealth Rocks because I know this thing will not hurt me. He tries to go for the Hydro Pump, but it misses. And I eat some leftovers, and I'm back at full health. And then I U-turn out of here because I know I can't do anything to this. And he could switch out and Dragon Dance for whatever Pokemon he has. And I go for my new Pokemon, Starmie, which I named it Square because it's not a square, it's a star. Question mark. And then Empoleon is hurt by the Thunder Wave, whatever. So he switches out, predicting my Thunderbolt into his Flygon, but I knew he was going to switch out. So this is a good prediction on my part. I go for the Surf. This thing is timid nature, so it's speed minus attack. And this thing is basically stall with recover and hit away the spikes or stealth rocks, whatever it throws at me. So I switch out to this thing to take the hit and kind of scout out, see what moves it has. And it goes for the U-turn and goes back to Disturb. And now he goes back to his Empoleon to probably do some damage or something. Stall, I'm not sure. So I eat some leftovers and restore my health because my white ice is pretty much a tank. I am paralyzed, so I can't move, attack. He goes for the Hydro Pump, but he misses, and this I get some leftovers on. And Empoleon's a pretty good special attacker in this game. So I go for the U-turn, and I'm going to switch it back into my Square. And he goes for the Hydro Pump. Sorry, I wasn't talking. So that does about half damage. So this thing is pretty strong. And I restore my health on some leftovers. And I go for the Thunderbolt because I was predicting him to stay in and Hydro Pump. And he was probably thinking that I was going to Surf. So I Thunderbolt. Doesn't do that much. But it's a pretty good prediction. He Grass Knots me. I die because I did not know this thing had Grass Knot, which was pretty surprising. So he has an interesting move pool on Empoleon, but you know what? I'm going to take this thing down anyways. So I go for a Magnet Zone, predicting him to switch back. I accept the sub, predicting him to switch, but he Hydro Pumps me and takes out my sub. And I restore some leftovers. And I was debating to use Thunderbolt or Hidden Power, see what one he switches into. But I Thunderbolt because I know he's going to 50-50. Thunderbolt, and I take his Empoleon down to the ground. So super effective, and Empoleon is now dead. And I pretty much sweep his team, but then it gets kind of interesting at the end. So he goes for his Flygon, and then I see what I was predicting I was gonna hidden power him, hopefully for the KO, but he U-turns and then goes back to Disturb, and then Disturb sends out his Arcanine, and I use hidden power on this thing, no, and his Arcanine, I think, survived. I have hidden power Water, which is pretty cool. So I hidden power, and it's super effective, and this thing gets hit pretty hard. My hidden power isn't that strong, but it gets hit pretty hard, and yeah, whatever. So I know he's gonna Flare Blitz me, so I restore some leftovers. He still restores some leftovers. He's not choice banded, so that was pretty good. I go out and I switch to my T-Tar, so I set up the Sandstorm to put some extra damage on it. That's basically the one reason why I sent this thing out. He goes for Flare Blitz, and my T-Tar has super high defenses, so this thing isn't gonna do a lot. Just to be safe, I go for the Stone Edge after Sandstorm, just in case he thinks I'm gonna Earthquake and switches to his Flygon. So I pretty much, he goes up with leftovers. I'm choice banded. So he Will-O-Wisp me. My attack is down. That didn't really matter that much in the battle, because I'm choice banded and maxed out attack. So I Stone Edge him. He is dead. So I am in the lead with 2-1, I think. Sandstorm Rages. I am hurt by the burn, but I am also restore some leftovers. Nope, never mind. So he goes to his Flygon. Is hurt. I'm not sure if I switch. Yeah, I switch back because I want to keep my T-Tar. I go to my King, my Flygon, and he Earthquakes. Doesn't do anything. Sandstorm Rages, so it's my Flygon versus his King. He goes for the Earthquake again, predicting me to switch or something. I'm not sure, or maybe it was a misclick. And I go for the Dragon Claw, and this thing gets hit pretty hard. And his Flygon dies. And this is pretty much where I sweep his team. Sandstorm Rages. So he goes for a Suicune. I know he's going to Calm Mind or do something, so I'm not too worried. But I go for the Dragon Claw. It does almost half damage. Since Suicune is pretty bulky, I'm pretty pleased. And he goes for the Sunny Day to switch this, the background or whatever, switch the, whatever. So that's a pretty good play on his part. I go for the Dragon Claw to, again, just in, I kind of spot or whatever, because I knew I could survive a Ice Beam. But I get a critical hit, so his Suicune dies. And that's pretty lucky. And next, Sunlight is strong, that's pretty good, but he doesn't have an Arcanine, so it's not too worried. He goes for the Shift Tree. I'm choice banded, and I'm gonna just stay in there and kind of fight to the death or whatever. But he Dark Pulses me. I take lots of damage. I think I barely survive or I die. Yeah, I survive. And this is thing's Life Orb and has extremely high special attack. So after this, I'm going to put my special defender in. I don't really know what happens. If I KO, I KO, so no. But if I did, I would probably put in my Infernape and Mach Punch and take it out. So that didn't really matter. And this is where the battle gets long, and I win. So if you want to stop here, and because I take out Cresselia with my T-Tar, and you can, but I just kind of stall. So if you want to comment, rate, and subscribe, you can. End the video. I Dragon Claw, but I'll just show the rest of it. It doesn't do that because this thing has good defender. And he Psychics me, takes out my King. And I was going to send my Infernape, but I did did not want to risk it. So the sunlight is strong. He gets back on some leftovers. I think that Cresselia is hacked because you don't really get shiny Cresselias, if you think about it, but who cares, just because it's a different color. So I send my T-Dar, get the Sandstream whipped up, and he moonlights so he can heal. And goes back to full health. I crunch, and since I'm burned, it doesn't do all that damage that I really wanted it to do, but it almost goes into yellow. Sandstorm rages. He was buffeted by the sandstorm, but he has his leftovers, so not gonna really do anything. So I think I stay in. We have 11 minutes. So this is what basically goes on. I go for my Magna Zone. He T-Waves me. I basically T-Wave him back. And then I go for my T-Tar. I crunch. Hit him. He restores health again. Or doesn't restore health. And I crunch him again for the KO. And so that's how the game basically ends. And you can see him T-Wave me right here. So that's basically the battle. And it's not going to fit because it's basically a kind of go slow. So I left these. So everybody, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe. And he moonlights and then thunder waves or something, or I thunder wave. I am so confused right now. But all I know is that I T-Wave, and that's pretty much how the battle goes. Or thunderbolt. I thunderbolt, and then I T-Wave it, and he T-Waves me. So that's the battle, basically. I'm getting totally things messed up. So everybody, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe.